And welcome everybody. My name is Robert. I'm the product manager here at LeanSwift. And in this video, I'm going to take you through a demo of our price transaction. I'm going to be running this in a Magento enterprise environment, but everything that I'm showing you here is also available for Magento Community Edition. And I'm also running the latest version of our eConnect product here, which is 15.3. So before we get started, I just want to mention that when we talk about the price transaction or price synchronization, we really break that down in two different parts. We've got the fixed synchronization of a list or a retail price from a specific price list within M3 over to the product details within Magento. And then we've got the second part, which is the retrieval of a customer unique price for a certain product, which then we primarily see used on a B2B site, but of course it all depends on your configuration. So let's get started looking at the system here. As you can see, I'm logged in here to Magento admin. I want to talk to you a little bit about the backend, some of the backend configuration for this. So we're going to go into system configuration. Just going to scroll down here so you see this is the LeanSwift config section, and we're currently in the base eConnect configuration. So we're going to start with looking at two settings within the basic data section, and that's price list and currency. So these two values together then will point eConnect to a certain price list within M3, from which we then want to pull a list or a retail price, depending on the site, over to the product detail in Magento. Now I'm showing you this here. If you look at the configuration scope, I'm at the default or the global configuration, but both of these settings can be defined all the way down to store view level. So you can have different price lists set per site, or even for different store views within a site. So hand in hand with that setting goes one key configuration within the product synchronization section. If we look at the M3 attribute mapping table here, it's necessary to have included in this mapping price as a Magento attribute mapped over to M3 attribute sales price. Now this does not mean that we then somehow point the price retrieval to the item master in M3. It simply means that we include, this enables eConnect to include price retrieval as part of the product synchronization process. So that's the first part of the price transaction. The second part, the setup, can be found within the price synchronization section here. First parameter is simply the on and off switch should we enable customer specific price retrieval. If this is set to yes, then that means that, for example, then on a B2B site, a customer is logged in, they browse a certain product, and each time they pull up the product detail page, eConnect will perform a real-time retrieval of that customer specific price for that product. Now, that call will be made based on a quantity of 1 unit, and it will then take into account any discounts or promotions or anything like that that has been set up in M3 to affect the gross price of the product. And the second setting here, cache hours, simply allows you to, from a performance perspective, depending on your volume and your product configurations and so on, to cache those retrieved price values for a certain number of hours. So let's say that you've got 2 hours put in here, a customer comes in and browses a specific product at 8 a.m. in the morning. If they come back several times before 10 a.m., then rather than perform additional real-time retrievals of that price from M3, eConnect is going to resort to the cached value within Magento itself. Whereas then post 10 a.m., a new call will be made to refresh the price value. And that is unique per combination then of customer and product as far as the caching goes. So that's it as far as the background settings. Now we're going to move over and talk about then the fixed list price synchronization. I'm going to go over here to the product grid in Magento. I've got this test product 200-201. As you can see, I've got a manually set price of $2,500 within Magento for the moment. Now we're going to move over to M3, and I'm in OS 017 here, the sales price list management, and we're going to search out price list 02 in US dollars, and then we're going to go in and look at the basic prices in here, and we'll search out our product. And as you can see, the list price in here is $2,111. So let's see if we can make that price appear here in Magento. We're going to move back to the product grid. We'll select that product. We'll go up to Actions, Sync with M3, and we'll submit a manual synchronization of just that product. And once that synchronization is complete, see the confirmation message here on the top of the screen, then we can see that the price of $2,111 has been brought in from M3. So let's look at the second part of this transaction, the customer-specific price. I'm going to move back to M3 here, and we're going to go into the sales price simulation, OIS 320. In here, I have prepared that same product, 200-201, with one of our B2B customers, RB900. And you can see that we've got a gross price of $1,850 coming from price list 01. We've got an applicable discount of 25%, which yields a net price of $1,387.50. So let's go back in here and we'll move to the Magento frontend for this site that we have connected to this test environment. I'm logged in as that customer right now. We're going to search out that 200-201. Look at this blue chair. And as you can see, we've got 2111. That was our list price from the product record in Magento that we synchronized over in the first part. And we can see that this customer's specific price is $1,387.50 for this product. Now I'm going to show you one other thing here. If I move back to M3 and we'll switch customer here, we've got a second B2B customer that for whatever reason here has a radically lower price for this product. But be that as it may, we're going to log out of here just to illustrate the different logic here. So we're going to go in as log in as that customer on the front end. We'll do the same thing. We're going to search out that same product, and as you can see, 2111 list price, and we're selling it to them for $250.75. So with that concludes this demo video. Thanks so much for watching.